many ways our production is quite faithful to the text. There's a number of cuts here and there, but fundamentally the play is the one that people will recognise. I think where we have made it our own is that Puck becomes very much the storyteller.
Now, the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy ploughman snores, all the weary task fordone.
And guides us really from start to finish, rarely leaves the stage. Sort of coming out of that, and the style of our character of Puck is that it becomes a kind of piece of work that you could almost imagine being for children, in that it's really playful, really fun and quite silly, but actually it's also for grown-ups.
4 happy days bring in another moon. 4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like to a silver bone you bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Helena is, I think, the unlucky in love one. Desperately in love with Demetrius.
Inevitably.
Of course. And completely unrequited, absolutely desperate, doesn't take any hints.
The more I hate, the more he follows
The
me.
more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
Not with your beauty. Would that fault were mine?
So Demetrius is in love with Hermia initially at the beginning of the play, or at least he thinks he's in love with Hermia. He's a bit of a git.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair, or do I not, in the plainest truth, tell you, I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more.
And as sort of the play goes on, you sort of realise there's a difference between his attraction to Hermia and sort of Lysander's love for Hermia as well.
Demetrius, unabashed to his head, made love to Neda's daughter, Helena, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I don't think the language has been too much of a challenge. I think one of the things that's really nice, especially about Midsummer, is because it's quite light. It's very simple in a way. I mean, obviously it's Shakespeare, so it's a bit more complex, but a lot of the language and the kind of the rhyming and the stuff is almost quite childish, I think, sometimes. And it's quite easy to follow, and of course, because so much of it's in verse, kind of just saying it comes quite naturally.
I've really enjoyed it and enjoyed kind of putting our own spin on it, and it's great because actually in professional theatre a lot of what you do because of funding and stuff like that is small cast work, so to be able to do this piece with a cast of 13 has been fantastic. What's really important, I think, about the collaboration between New Theatre and Lakeside is that we're putting something together that neither party could do on their own.
Nay, Faith, let me not play a woman of a big coming.
That's the one. You may wear a mask and speak as small as you
Oh!
want.
And
Hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too.
Yeah.
I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Fisney.
Oh, Pyramus. Love
impressive.
It's about an energy of ideas, I think, and no spoilers, but the final scene, which people will be familiar with, which is the kind of big comic, Shakespeare's big comic masterpiece really, is just bonkers in this production, and 99.9% of those ideas, possibly even all of them, came from the cast. Hence, it's crazy.
Midsummer Night's Dream has this honesty. No, it's really funny. It feels fresh. It feels relatable today, which I think is sort of the real challenge of doing Shakespeare anyway. I think we've taken a good crack at it. So,
Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. A co-production between Nottingham New Theatre and Nottingham Lakeside Arts, is on at Lakeside 27th of April to the 2nd of May, including a matinee on the last day, the 2nd of May.